So my name's Kyle, and I'm from Scotia in upstate New York, kind of outside of Schenectady. I grew up an only child up there with my parents and a dog, going camping just about every weekend in the Adirondacks. So it was kind of a very different life from living in New York City where I live now. I went to fashion school, I went to FIT, and I think within my first year there, my mom called me just to check in, see how I was doing, and she had said that her best friend's daughter had come out as a lesbian, and I was like, oh, that's crazy, and mom was like, yeah, I guess it could happen to anybody in any family. I was like, yeah, I guess so, and she's like, well, if you ever have to tell me anything, just you can, and I kind of paused, and I was like, okay, and she was like, wait, what? And I was like, nothing. And she's like, wait, do you have something to tell me? And I'm like, maybe, kind of. And so she started freaking out. And she was like, oh, what? Wait. And I was like, no, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm not sure yet. And she's like, oh, God. And then she's like, no, it's okay. I love you. I was like, all right. Are you sure? And I was like, actually, don't tell Grandma and don't tell Dad, because they were really important to me. And I was trying to, not that my mother wasn't, but I thought that she would be the okayest with it. That's not a word. But so she actually went to my grandma's house and then called my father at work. Two things I said not to do. So she told my father it was an emergency with Kyle in New York and to come right over to grandma's house. So he raced over, drove up to grandma's house, raced in, was like, what's that? What happened? My mom was like all upset, and she's like, Kyle told me he's gay. My dad was like, wait, that's the emergency? He's like, you called me for that? He's like, I'm going back to work. He's like, you didn't know that? And he like left. So it was kind of funny, but my mom had more of an immediacy of me having the white picket fence and the family and the children and everything being perfect, which I still want and wanted to, but she didn't know how that could happen because she had this vision, I think, from the news in the 1980s of what gay life was in New York, and it just meant disease and dying and like being really sad. And I remember her being like, and I don't want you to be sad in life or alone. And I understood where she was coming from in a way, so that's kind of the story.